Hey, this is Ben here with another Market Watch update for Bala for the month of August. I'm sure you've heard, if you pay attention to real estate, that the market has shifted. It shifted kind of, I don't know, earlier in the summer and kind of still feeling the effects of it a little bit. So homes are sitting a little longer on the market. There are a few more price drops, but I think that might also have to do with the fact that like sellers, took some time to adjust. Also, there wasn't as much buyer activity because of the mortgage rates that went up. And then also like people just go on vacation in July and August and moving is not a top priority for them. So I think now that it's the fall, things are settling down. Certainly before the holidays, I think we should see a little more activity going up. If you have been wondering like, oh, did I miss the boat on selling? You're not going to get like the crazy offers that you were hearing about in the earlier part of the year, but there is just no inventory in Lower Merion. Like there's just not. It's still firmly a seller's market just based on the inventory and the buyer demand. So it's still actually a good time to sell. It's just not like the tip of the top insane degree that you were getting earlier. Balakin was actually a pretty mixed bag for the closed homes. Like half of them they went above asking, half of them went below. But if you pay attention to the other towns in Lower Merion, like Wynwood, most of those homes, almost all of them sold above. Narberth and Penn Valley, they were mostly above, but it's just, right now, just the price, it's a really important to nail the price. So if you are curious about what your home would sell for or like what you should list it at, even if you don't want to, feel free to like reach out. My contact info is below. And yeah, it's just you got to get that price important because people, are still going to go over asking if it's a home that they want, especially in a, Lower Merion, the rest of the main line, etc. But instead of seeing like offers that are like between 10 to 20% above asking, sometimes over 20%. Now we're kind of seeing more like 5% above asking, sometimes 10 if it's a great home and like price really well. So that's kind of, I would say, how the market shifted a little bit. And instead of like, multiple bids, you're still, maybe one or two, three offers instead of like 5 to 10. I am going to start the screen share and let's get to it. So there are actually a decent amount of homes right now in Bala at like, all sorts of price points. So you have, a couple of them for like under 400K. This one on Overhill, that's been sitting for a little bit. This one's in, well, Belmont Hills just came up for 750. This one on Edge Hill, that's been there for a little bit. I went through that, might have had a price drop or two. This one was on the market. Now it's then off, then back on. So again, you're kind of getting like a mixed bag in Bala right now. There were a couple that are like pending. So like this one on Manayunk Road, that's actually like the exact spot's not the great, but I was in that house. I thought it was pretty cute. This one on Bala Ave for 350. Another one on Belmont Hills for 425. Same thing, Jefferson Street. That actually, a lot of the ones on Jefferson Street sit for a while. That didn't sit for too long. This one on Kent, that was one of those like on again, off again. That one was interesting. So getting to the closed homes, this one on price, it sold 5% below asking, and that was on the market for 27 days. That actually sold September 1st. So that'll probably be on the next month's one as well. Penart, this one sold below, so 9% below asking. I think, yeah, so they listed that right when the market shifted, and a lot of sellers, unfortunately for them, kind of were left hanging because like that shift happened pretty abruptly. So homes that were listed at that time, some of them were fine, some of them they felt that shift. This one on David Road ended up selling 22% below asking. I think they listed it at like 165. The interior of that home. So you have access to this. You can go through all these homes. The interior was gorgeous. Like it was a show, and like the way they had a stage, it looked really cool. Unfortunately, it was like right on top of Belmont Ave. So I had buyers that loved it, except they were worried about cars flying by, turning left, and their kids run out on the street. So it's tough when you have a home right on a busy road. This one on Rolling Road sold for a clean mill, and that was actually 14% above the asking. So they listed it at 875, and again, that was right before the market shift. So I thought that was like an aggressive listing price, and then they, still got the mill. That home was really, really cool. 4 bed, 3 bath, 2,700 square feet, great location. So they did a good job, and especially like they timed it perfectly. This one on Princeton, it sold 15% below asking, so it's only 2 beds. If it was more than 2 beds, like if you look at it, so it's a nice looking home. It's got the grand foyer, but 2 beds, it definitely puts the ceiling on, and they felt that. This one on Chegarin was closed for 3, and that was 5% below asking. This one on Bala sold for 565, and that was 5% below asking. And that was on the market for 3 weeks. And this one on Grasmere was 930, and that was 5% above asking. So I think, let's see, when was that listed? Yeah, so that was listed after the market has shifted. So I think that's where we're going to see more, like around 5% above asking. That was on the market for 5 days. So, now we're seeing more like 2 weeks it's on the market, and it'll still get like above asking, even if it's on for 2 weeks. But yeah, I think that might be what we'll see. Again, take that with a grain of salt though, because like the past couple years, any prediction has just been, not really, it hasn't come to bear. This one on Oxford sold 10% above asking for 740. I mean, this was had like a backyard like that, nice looking interior. So if you put a good price tag on it, and especially in that location, like even still, the homes will sell. So that's it. There wasn't too much activity. There should be more in the fall. And again, like if you're thinking of selling your home, you haven't missed the boat because there's no inventory. And then if you have friends or family that are trying to move in, and they don't, have a realtor because they don't own an area, I'd love to help out. And also, if you just want to know what the value of your home is now that the market has shifted, or like ways in which to improve the value of your home, how to maximize, your profits. As a Compass Realtor, we actually have this awesome, awesome program. It's called Concierge. So we front the seller money, and lets them do like carpeting or painting or like landscaping stuff. Then the home sells for more money and for faster. We have stats to prove that. And then the seller just pays us back at settlement, and there's no interest at all. The only catch is that if it hasn't sold within a year, then you have to pay it back. So, welcome to, and Lower Marion homes don't really sit for a year unless something insane is going on. So it's an amazing program. So yeah, we have all that stuff. And if you're interested in other towns in Lower Marion, what's been going on with them, just reach out to me. My contact info is below. I can send you this kind of stuff for any town, or like even in Philly. And that's all I got. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time, and go Birds. I think this could be a good season for us. Bye.